Peace. What is up, y'all? Phil James, and I'm coming back to you. It's been a minute since we've done a video like this one, but with the news stories going on and the things I'm reading, it's time to bust one out. So, new research. Oh, it's been a minute. Let me go ahead and say, today is Thursday, March 14th, and it is 2019. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at this story right here, and I'm going to go ahead and jump over to another page to show you guys a couple things that just register in my mind and don't make any sense. Now, if you grew up around the time I did, it won't make sense to you either, okay? If you had a child in school the same time that I was in school, this won't make sense to you or your children either, unless they forgot or you forgot. But anyways, you guys obviously can already see the title. New research. Dimming the sun wouldn't be that bad. Nah, it wouldn't be that bad. Because as you can see, it's dimmed here in Delaware, Ohio, because it's gray all over behind me, right? It always is. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Just a pinch of geoengineering could lessen climate change with fewer side effects. Easy does it. If we want to prevent the worst effects of global climate change, we probably need to stop burning fossil fuels. But in the meantime, many look to technological solutions like geoengineering to lighten the load on the earth. Now, let me go ahead and say it. For the people who still consistently like to argue with us geoengineering chasers, for you people that continue to say it's not real, geoengineering is not a real thing, it's just contrails. This is on futurism, okay? And it's quoting the people that we have been quoting for quite a few years now. Not the point. All right, but let's get on to it. These plans, like flooding the atmosphere with a material that would reduce the amount of sunlight that reaches the planet, often comes with side effects like changes to rainfall patterns and hurricane formation. But according to new heartening research, a moderate amount of geoengineering, just barely nudging the sun's dimmer switch, could help lessen climate change related catastrophe with minimal side effects. Well, carbon dioxide is pollution. Sulfur dioxide is another pollution. They plan on using sulfur dioxide. Now, we're going to link this to something else in a minute, but I want to say they're talking about how if we do just a nudge, just a pinch of geoengineering, that the hurricanes won't get worse, and that the rainfall patterns won't change too drastically. Well, let me go ahead and interject real quickly here and say, have you guys seen Australia? They've been going through like a 9-year drought, 10-year drought? What is it? Why would that just be happening? Well, it's because they already started this, guys. That's why. That's why Australia is already going through their massive drought. Why is it that Austria had 20 feet of snow this year? And semis, driving out of snow, like height of the semi-trailer. The snow is just as high as the semi-trailer, and he's pulling out, How does that happen? Unless things are being manipulated. Things are being messed with. That's why. That's why it's happening. Why do you think we set 3 separate records in 2018, or was it 2017? Either way, 2018 or 2017, we set 3 records, or at least 2, with the 3 Cat 5 hurricanes churning away in the ocean, That supposedly has never happened. Not at the same time. So, a lot of big weather changes are taking place as if, they are messing with stuff. Well, they are, because we clearly watch it, we record it, we talk about it, and then we share videos like this, or make videos like this, where we do perform geoengineering plans and scenarios and experiments, because they've been doing it. Towing the gas pedal. All right, that's according to a paper published Monday in the journal Nature Climate Change. In the study, a team of Harvard, MIT, and Princeton scientists used sophisticated climate models to simulate a polluted hellscape version of Earth, in which the concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide is twice what it is today. Then they dimmed the simulated sun to eliminate half the global warming that the added greenhouse gases had caused. All right. It's not the most relevant model for today's world, since we're more likely to gradually add more carbon to the atmosphere than immediately double it. But the study's findings lend evidence to the idea that geoengineering may be able to help us survive. May be able to help us survive. But just like 5G, we're going to rush and do it before any safety regulations are made and before any safety training and testing, before anything. We're going to check all that. Truck just died. How about that? But anyways, they're just going to rush right out and change it. This doesn't bother people. Why? Why is it us assholes that are the only ones bothered by this? Sulfur. Hell smells like sulfur, people. Hell. Okay, and that's what they want to spray, and it is pollution. All right, so here, more drastic geoengineering models that aim to counter the entirety of the global warming predict that dimming sunlight could have catastrophic side effects, like causing droughts in parts of Africa or worsening storms, according to Earthers analysis. But because this study took a gentler approach, the scientists saw only a minuscule increase in side effects of the sort. Now, like I said, it's already happening, these side effects. The crazy droughts in Australia, the crazy snow storms and polar vortexes that were hitting all of America at one time, coming through again, a land-based hurricane over Colorado right now. What the hell is happening? Well, side effects because of this shit right here. So, again, the only cure for climate change is probably to decarbonize the global industry. While we work on that, though, it seems like a pinch of geoengineering efforts might help a little bit too. Now, keep that in mind. All right, and I figured since, we're talking about carbon dioxide being a pollution, or a type of pollution, air pollution to be precise. Carbon dioxide is an air pollution. Sulfur dioxide is an air pollution. CFCs from aerosols are air pollution, right? Now, when you grew up and you're around the age of 30 like myself, and you graduated around the class of 07 like I did, okay? I had sex with my teacher, though, and got suspended. Fun little side fact for everybody out there on my YouTube channel who doesn't know that. Yes, I had sex with my teacher, and she got fired. I dropped out, went back to a different school that she taught at, went to that one, graduated from that one, and then, that's how I graduated. But that's not the point. The point is, if you look at this picture, it's showing the air pollution, okay? And when you was in school, if you was around the time that I was, you remember hearing about the CFCs and all the aerosols and how they're destroying the ozone layer, right? Well, remember that. Air pollution deaths are double previous estimates, finds research. Researchers say dirty air is killing 800,000 people a year in Europe and urge the phasing out of fossil fuel burning. Now, they want to openly spray sulfur dioxide, which is another form of pollution, all over the earth. Let's say they add 10% more, like David Keith says they want to do. Only 10% more sulfur dioxide is going to be added. Well, with that number, 800,000, that's not to mention the aerosols, and then whatever else they spray up there for whatever other type of experiments they may be performing, right? So think about that. The number of early deaths caused by air pollution is double previous estimates, according to research, meaning toxic air is killing more people than tobacco smoking. The scientists used new data to estimate that nearly 800,000 people die prematurely each year in Europe because of dirty air, and that each life is cut short by an average of more than 2 years. The health damage caused by air pollution in Europe is higher than the global average. Its dense population and poor air results in exposure that is among the highest in the world. Now, they want to spray more, okay? Because remember, the geoengineering programs we do have taking place right now that are public enough to find. We have SPICE, which is out of Oxford in Europe or Britain. So SPICE stands for stratospheric particulate injection for climate engineering, okay? SPICE. We have SAI, which stands for stratospheric aerosol injections. We have SAIL, which stands for stratospheric aerosol injection lofters, which is describing the planes that they plan to use in these future geoengineering programs. The wings will be real wide, real big, the fuselage real small. More to come on that in a newer video, hopefully, if I ever get to it. But the point is, all these Harvard, MIT, Princeton, and Oxford scientists here are sitting here saying how they're going to add more pollution to stop the absolute terrible bright sun from, causing a global warming hell. Well, if we think back to when I was in school, 07, those high school days, CFCs were a major issue, and they urged us not to use aerosol cans, okay? Carbon dioxide was a terrible thing. Sulfur dioxide was another terrible thing, right? I make this link in this connection all the time. Hell smells like sulfur and brimstone. Hell smells like that. We always claim they're terraforming or hiding stuff. Now they're saying they're going to spray sulfur. Well, if they're terraforming this earth for something else to live here, if that was the case, the fallen, whatever you want to say, if that was the case, I would probably make it smell like hell if I wanted them here, right? I'd probably make it feel like hell, spray more greenhouse gas pollution, and trap more heat inside. Because that's what's going to happen. Have you ever noticed on days where they geoengineer real heavy, it's real humid, sticky, and nasty feeling? And then on days where it's a blue sky as far as you can see, it's nice and breezy, and it feels like just like a good day, right? They are going to add more sulfur. They are going to continue. Sulfur dioxide is the most common route they're going. Forget the aluminum, forget the barium, forget the strontium. They continue to push the sulfur dioxide part. And to me, that is scarier because once again, that's what hell smells like, okay? It is another form of air pollution. And the way they release said pollution into the atmosphere is in an aerosol mix. So if we go back to the school days and we remember what they used to say, they used to tell us all the time, CFCs are terrible for the environment. So now they get as close to the atmosphere and the ozone layer as they can and spray more. Think about that. I just wanted to put all this together, show you guys that they are spraying pollution to fight the global warming, which is caused by pollution. Makes no sense, y'all. None of it does. But anyways, Phil James, much love. Thank you guys for watching. And if you would, please leave a like. I'd appreciate it. Peace.